This is a game that I call Rook and Bishop Wars. Set up your pieces so that the rooks are in the corners. The bishops are on C and F. The kings are on letter E. And then there's 4 pawns. And again, we're not going to worry about the pawns in this game because pawns are a little bit tricky to learn how to move. In a chess game, white always goes first. And remember to have a white square or a light colored square in the bottom right hand corner of the board. Right away, I'm going to take white and I'm going to move the bishop here. And we had talked about attacks earlier. An attack is when you can capture a piece on the very next move. And here, white can take the black bishop or the black rook on the very next move. So if black doesn't want the rook to be taken, black is going to have to move the rook out of the way. So I'm going to move the rook right here. So now the rook is protected, but I'm going to take the white bishop and move it to this square. And again, I have an attack on the black rook. So the black rook is going to have to move again. So I'm going to move the black rook to this square, and you can see that the black rook is now attacking the white bishop. Now, whenever you're under attack, you don't have to run away from the attack. There's a lot of other things that you can do. In chess, I use a saying called the ABCs of chess. And letter A in the ABCs of chess stands for attack. So if you can attack a piece that's more powerful than the piece that's attacking you, you can get out of it. This is what I mean. So right here, the rook is attacking the white bishop, but white actually has a more powerful move that will protect it and be able to save that piece. And it's by taking the bishop and putting it here to C6. And the reason why that's such a great move is that it puts the king in check. And if you remember, if a king is in check, the king has to move out of the way. So we're going to go through with this. We're going to put the king in check. And let's see. The king is going to have to move out of the way. And then white can save the other bishop and move it out of the way. Now another thing that you can do, B means block. And when you're blocking, so here is the attack. When you block, you put another piece in the way to protect the piece from being attacked. The only way that white can do it here is by moving the bishop to E4. That really isn't a very good block. And the reason why is that if white moves the bishop there to block the attack, then black is just going to take that bishop off the board. And remember, rooks can move forward and backward and side to side. So not a very good move for white. Letter C means capture. And capture is when you take a piece off the board. Right now, white doesn't have any pieces attacking. So there's really no way that white can capture this rook. So C doesn't work here. D means defend. And what that means is taking a piece and setting it in a place that if the opponent does decide to capture, then the piece that you have can just take it on the very next move. So in this example, white could protect the bishop by moving it there, thus protecting this piece here. And if black were to come over, let's see, if black were to come over now and take it, white could just recapture on the very next move. E stands for exchange. And so the defense that I just showed you, that would be an exchange. Exchange means you take one piece and the opponent takes one piece and you take another. So you have exchanged a bishop for a rook. The final letter is F, which stands for flee. and fleeing just means to get out of the way. So if I took the bishop and moved it to this square, I would be moving out of the way. But there's also something really good about this move too, is that it's attacking the rook. And so the rook has to move out of the way. So let's go ahead and move that piece there and attack the rook. Well, if the rook doesn't want to lose a piece, the rook's going to have to move out of the way. So let's see if there's something neat that it could do. How about moving right about here? Well, now black has an attack on the bishop. And so now the bishop has to decide what it's going to do. And this is what makes chess a very complicated game, is that you're constantly looking for ways to attack your opponent so that you can take their pieces off the board. Now, a lot of young players aren't used to being attacked, and so they miss a lot of those. So if you play these games and you look for attacks and learn how to find attacks and then put them on your opponents, you'll start becoming really good at chess and you'll start winning a lot of games. Try setting the board up to play rook and bishop wars and see how well you do.